Welcome everyone to Rebel Rock. I am Dan. I'm your host. We're going to hang out. This is our weekly kind of pickup show where we go through some vinyl and we talk music. We hang out for a little bit. I try to keep it short because I know time is very valuable. How do I know this? Because I feel like I'm constantly in motion these days, trying to catch up with things. I've talked about in the last couple of videos. I've just spent 2 months going through my whole house. It's exhausted me on top of all the work that I do at work. Coming home and going through this whole collection has been exhausting. But that's why we have a pile of stuff to go through. I traded a bunch of stuff in. I have a bunch of credits, so we've just been blowing it like it's no big deal. It's fun. It's fun. I love collecting. I love music. I love talking music. So we're going to get right to it. I do listen to recommendations. If you have anything in the comment, you see like records and you're like, oh, I bet Dan might like this. You ever heard this album? Let me know, because my buddy, even at work sometimes, my buddy Wyatt that I used to work with years ago, told me about these guys. And what this is Donnie and Joe Emerson from 1979. And what this was, these brothers pretty much made an album on the farm. They'd work the farm during the day. At night, their parents built them a little studio and they made this album, and it never came out. It just kind of sat in a vault somewhere. So now you have this like weird power pop kind of funky teenage gold right here is what this would be. Very odd, very different. I just love the backstory. So I'm happy to have this on vinyl. The little jumpsuits there. Their mom probably made for them. Awesome. Oh, Sigur Rós. You know Sigur Rós? Where are they from? Iceland. They're making up their own language to sing in, I do believe. I don't know if it's on this record, but one of them, I feel like they made up their own language. I know this album, not as much as some of their other ones, but I found a used copy, $23. I'm like, yeah. Sigur Rós, if you don't know, it's all about creating atmosphere. It's beautiful, very dreamy, not super traditional. Yeah, that's how I'd sum it up. Sigur Rós. A classic right here, the Flying Burrito Brothers. The beginning of alt rock, really. You had Graham Parsons right there, who was kind of the godfather of alternative country, which Steve Earle and Ryan Adams and people like that kind of adopted and took on. But this was like the original. I say fuck the Eagles. Flying Burrito Brothers, where it's at. They got their nudie suits on there. Yeah, Chris Hillman was in the group as well. So you got Sneaky Pete over there on the pedal steel, I think. I love it. Good stuff. Got some hip hop stuff that I've wanted for a long time. We got Snoop's first album here. This is a good album. You know all those tracks, right? Gin and Juice. Murder Was the Case. Ain't No Fun. It's good. Slick Rick. Look at that. Early on. You got Slick Rick. Snoop Dogg essentially wanted to be Slick Rick, right? Same delivery. If you don't know, you should check it out. Minimal beats, but he would storytell and use his voice as kind of an instrument, and kind of there was melody going on with the rhymes. I spent $38 on this. What are you gonna do? Head credit. This is a clearance item. Illmatic, but it's I don't even know what it was. I just bought it. I was like, oh, this looks cool. Double LP here. This was Nas performing with an orchestra. So, kind of cool. I haven't listened to it yet. This is live from 2014. We will listen to it. Ah, De La Soul. So this was the 3 Feet High and Rising album, which was, they have hundreds of samples on it, to the point where they couldn't reissue anything. They got sued. They had to pay a lawsuit. And then for years, you couldn't find the CD. You couldn't find the LP because it was all just second market. And the prices were through the roof. So this just got re-released, I guess. It was expensive. It was like $40. Once again, credit. Essential album as far as hip-hop goes. The band Civic from Australia, rock and roll, amazing stuff. I've been a fan for a while now. I've been buying all their albums as they come. This has one of their, it says all their EPs, their early stuff, which is a bummer because I already have all that stuff. But now I have the collection all in one. So either way, it's cool. Rock and roll, Civic, if you like Radio Birdman, right up your alley. We got these. This is cool. So the Kinks just who was it? Yeah, Track Notes by Ray Davies, Dave Davies. This was compiled by the band themselves. So it's like the proper anthology. This is part 1. And I also picked up part 2. So we got a 4-record set, essentially, that has all the best of the Kinks. Which is fine, because, I love the Kinks, but there's a lot of albums, and there's a lot of filler on those albums that I don't necessarily need. So this takes care of that problem right there. Those just came out. Last one this week, we got this Ben Queller. You know Ben Queller? No? Yeah? Singer-songwriter. It's good. He knows how to write a hook, and this is his new album, and it's good. He adds like electronic music into the mix of what he normally does, which is kind of, I guess, acoustic-y, poppy stuff. It's like if Rivers from Weezer had just stayed in the mindset of the first 2 albums. That's what I feel like Ben Queller does. He does that type of pop really well. So, happy to add that to the collection. Anytime I can find Ben Queller stuff, I snag it up. That's going to wrap up this episode. We kept it short and sweet. Let me know in the comments down below. What are you grabbing? What are you finding out there vinyl-wise? Anything I should check out? Till next time, do what you do. Toodaloo!